Hi, hello. So until now we have seen like a custom, how to create custom objects, but how are we debugging it? Because until now, uh, in order to see the modification, as you can see here, I have an Amazon instance, my developer instance, and each time you modify something, well, you have to change something in your code, you have to do a Maven clean install, deploy, so it's deployed on your Amazon instance, you refresh, you test it, you're missing something, so you have to test again. So how can you do that more easily, for example, for the UI side? For Java side, it's a bit more tricky because for now the debug port from Java is closed, so you cannot do it for Java code for now. Should be the case soon, but not yet. For the UI, we can use Grunt, so we provide Grunt. So as you can see here, I am in my project and inside the bundle folder. So if you look at the bundle conf.json, so this is described in details in the documentation, but basically the idea is that I'm going to use Grunt. I'm going to connect to my developer instance, so I'm giving the URL. It's HTTPS, so the port is 4043, and its API is HTTPS. So if you are looking here, HTTPS developer bmc.com. So once you set up those 3 lines, 4 lines, no 3 lines, you are fine. So you can go inside the bundle folder, type Grunt. So Grunt is going to crunch everything and open a window. So in my case, I just prefer Chrome. So I'm going to log in. And I will be in the software, in my application, example sample library. And I have access to everything. So now let's say that I want to change something. So let's say I want to change this one. So I don't want to display label parameter values now. I want to display another message. So let's see what I could do. So this is the first view component we saw. So let's go in custom label. I will go in my filter. And you can see here that I'm returning label parameter value is something. And let's say I want to change it. I say my value is, so I save the file. Grunt is going to see that there are some modification, so it crunched the file again, that's changed. Custom label filter.js, so it regenerated the sample library, the JS, here is everything. And now you see my value is null. So when you do modification for the UI, you can use Grunt, and it's very useful. It's very easy to use. So if you want to debug, the other reason why Grunt is very useful is, let's say you want to debug your code. If you launch the Chrome console from Chrome, for example, and you go to sample library, script, sample library.js, you can see that by default it's minified. So technically you could debug it, and good luck with that. I did it for some application, but it's not very user friendly. The good thing is if you are using Grunt, the JavaScript version you will have is this one. So it's the non-minified version. So let's say you want to debug something. So in my case I want to debug my filter. So let's remove. So I can just put a breakpoint. And you can see here that I've hit my breakpoint. So if I am watching something, label text is T, because I type T here. So it's much easier to debug, it's much easier to modify, you don't have to send your to deploy your package each time you want to modify your code, or you don't have to debug the minified code. So it's just easier. So that's how you are using Grunt. And in the next video we are going to see how you can use a double grunt.